All right, so this is a video for how you are going to create size D, so that's 22-inch tall by 34-inch long drawings in Inventor for your bridges, and then print them to PDF so that way we can actually print them out and they'll actually show up on the right size sheet of paper. There will be a different video for the 11 by 17, so if you're interested in that, go find that other video. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start out with a new drawing. So just new drawing, and it pops up like this. We want to double check to make sure that we are in that ANSI large by looking at edit sheet and seeing that we are a size D with the 22 by 34 inch scope. And now we want to place our first view. Keeps popping up with that for some reason. I don't get it. Whatever. Warren 2, that's what I'm playing with right now. As you can see, it popped up really small. Our goal here is to get a 1-to-1 ratio so that way it's much easier for you to make your pieces and also form your whole bridge. So I'm going to go ahead and put that to 1-to-1 and then click OK. And now drag my bridge around. Now, what you see here is how it seems a little bit long. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to delete the border in order to give me some more space that's clear. But this thing barely fits on there. I'm going to show you a couple of options of how to actually get this to fit on there a little bit better. But before I do that, I'm going to show you, if you're happy with how this is, you can go ahead and just do a projected view and drag it on out here. I clicked left click one time to set that little green box that you see. Now I'm going to right click and click create. Now you see that this is off the side here. What you need to do in order to drag this up to this empty space is you need to hover over this thing so you see the red box pop up. Right click it and say edit view. Then you're going to come over here to display options and you want to uncheck this align to base. Normally when you have a projected view, you have it aligned with the base. We don't want that here. So I want to drag this thing up here. And now I've got both of those views that I can use to make my truss pieces on one sheet. But let's say for a minute that you have a truss that is just hanging off both ends. Well, I'm going to show you how to deal with that, or just in general what some more options are. First off, I'm clicking new sheet, and it's going to copy the same properties of the old sheet to the new sheet. I'm going to drop a base view of my truss. Open. And for this case, I'm just going to do a 1-to-2 ratio because I'm going to imagine that it's way too big to drop on here. It's just going to be hanging off the edges. But I still want at least a section of this thing that is going to be 1-to-1. So I'm going to click this detail view button. And then I'm going to hover over the section, which would be the center of it. And I'm just going to drag out a circle. Okay. If you're doing this, you want to at least get half of your bridge in that circle. So especially if you have a line of symmetry. Most of the bridges are symmetrical about the center. So at least getting that halfway point will put you in business of where you want to be. And I'm going to click right there to drop that. Now, if I decide I want more or less, I can shrink the circle there, or I can drag the circle on out further if I need more space or whatever. You find your happy medium to display the information you need. Okay. Now, let's say you like this view and you want to put a side view over here. Well, we can come up here to our projected view, click the projected button, tell it what view you want to project a side view of. You can do an ISO view, that's worthless here, or you can click this side view. Now I'm going to click the side view and I'm going to right click and say create again. Okay, but that gives me this smaller scaled version of it. I want it larger. If I try and make a projected view of this thing, it is not going to work. What is that even? I don't know. Hit escape, drop that. What I want to do is I want to make this thing this size. So again, I'm going to hover over it so I get the red box. I'm going to right click and say edit view. Now I'm going to come back to display option and I'm going to go ahead and uncheck align to base again. I'm going to click component And you see where it says this scaled from base? I'm going to uncheck that and I'm going to put that at 1 to 1. Now I'm going to click OK and it blows it up. And I can just go ahead and leave that there, or I can drag it down here so it makes more sense in my mind that this is an end view of that. Okay. Or what would be more popular or more proper? Aligning it like that. That would make more sense. But whatever. Now, that's a couple of good options for how to get the views you need. If you need more views, like if you need a top view or something like that, you have 2 sheets of paper to work with. I would suggest you use them very creatively. If you decide you need to go back and forth between sheets, what you need to do is you should right click on the sheet that you want to go to and say activate, because you can only work on one sheet at a time. Okay, so if I wanted to do a top view of my bridge right here, I could just simply do a projected view of this. Yeah. And that is my top view. Right click it, create. My top view is not that good. Okay, I wouldn't expect that to be too successful. But you guys need to get your views that you need in order to manufacture your bridge down. Now, when you go to print, what you need to do is you need to go File and first save it. I'm just going to call this Warren. Whatever your base view was first, it's going to pop that into your title. So just make sure that you're putting some notation in there that lets you know what it is. Now, what we want to do is we want to make a PDF of this so that way we can send this out for printing. So I'm going to go ahead and click print, and now I'm going to select Adobe PDF. I'm also going to select all sheets so it prints out all the sheets that I've got. And then I'm going to select this properties button. And in the properties, I need to make sure most of the time it comes up with ANSI A or it comes up with a standard letter. You want to make sure you are in ANSI D. Click OK. And then we want to go ahead and say OK. It should pop up and ask us where we want to save this thing. It'll pop up with the exact same file name as you gave the drawing. It's just a PDF. So we're going to click save and it's going to put it in the exact same folder. All right, now my Adobe is set up to preview it. So as soon as I saved it and created that PDF, it gave me this preview that it opened. You want to open your PDF that you made and you want to right click anywhere in the field and say document properties. And you want to check to make sure that this is a paper size of 34 by 22 before you upload this. Because if it doesn't have that size, it is not going to print out correctly when we go to ship this out to be printed. Okay, so this PDF is what you now need to upload to the Google Drive to be published. Okay, so hopefully we get those back within a couple of days and you'll be able to use those to their full use. So hopefully this helped. And if you have any questions, let me know.